And the best tip that I've actually learned in like just the past year, but the best menstrual cup tip is, what's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Emily from Emily Joy Wellness, and I am a women's health and hormone nutrition coach. I help women get rid of painful periods, get rid of cramps, get rid of bloating. I really just work with personalizing nutrition and personalizing a hormone balancing plan to your specific needs, because it's really different for everybody. And I've been working on mine and adjusting mine for a long time, and I've finally gotten into a flow that works really well for me, and I don't have any pain anymore. They've been really, really good. So yeah, if you're interested in any of that, like I said, follow me on Instagram, or you can go to my website and always book a free call to discuss any of your problems with me, or you can always just comment them here and I'll be happy to answer them. So we are going to be discussing a topic today that is really relevant to my profession, and it's a topic that I get a ton of questions about whenever I talk about it on Instagram. So if you're not following me on Instagram, go follow me over there at Emily Joy Wellness, and you can see all the things into my daily life and all the random and TMI stuff that I talk about. But yeah, anyway, we're just gonna dive right in. I'm gonna be talking about my favorite cups, how long I've been using it, like tips and tricks to keep it clean, keep it from leaking, all the things you've ever wanted to know. And of course, if you like these kind of videos, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like the video, comment down below, because I know everybody says it, but it really, really does help my channel. And since starting a YouTube, I didn't actually realize how much it actually does help your channel. So yeah. Okay, so first of all, the reason why I started using a period cup is because I hated tampons. And I consider myself like more of like an OG period cup user, because I feel like just in like the past year or two they've gotten super, super popular. But I've been using them for almost 7 years now. Yeah, probably at least 7 years, if not more, because I started using them when I was 18 or 19, somewhere in there. But the reason was because I just could not stand tampons. They always felt so uncomfortable to me. I always like struggled getting them in there. And I also hated pads because like I was really active and always outside and like sweating, and they just felt gross and felt like a diaper to me. So I was like, there has to be a better, more comfortable solution. And I found it. And I have been 100% hooked ever since. I tell everybody about these. I feel like every woman should at least try them. I know they don't work for everyone, but give it a chance. And if you can get it to work for you, I promise you will be in love with it. They are the best things ever. Literally ever. So, yeah, I'm just gonna show you the ones that I use, show you the one that I started out with. When you first get your period cup, most of them come with like a little baggie or something like that. This is my favorite one that I have because it's just like super cute, but a lot of them will just come in like a little drawstring bag like that. And you want to store them in this bag. You don't want to store them in a sealed container, because that can cause like more bacteria and stuff to grow. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you my original one, like the one I started out with, and it's still probably my favorite brand to this day. This is it. It is stained, and if this grosses you out, I'm sorry. It is what it is. It obviously was clear when I started using it. but it does stain when you do get clear ones, and I'll show you some different ones that are like black later. But this is my favorite one. It's the one I started out with. It is the Lunette brand. So it's made in Finland, and these are medical grade silicone. So like it's totally clean, sanitary. You can use them for up to 10 plus years, and I do still use this one. I recently got some new ones and I've been using those as well, but I still keep this one like in my purse and stuff just for a backup. Okay, so this is the one that I've been using more often lately, and this is the one that comes in the super cute little bag. And this is a black one, so you cannot see any staining on it, which is super, super nice. I don't like the shape quite as well as the Lunette cup, but I do love the fact that it's black, and so far it's been working out for me pretty well. It also is just a little bit bigger as far as like longer. The dimension's not any bigger, but it does hold a little more because it is longer, and it also is softer than the Lunette cup. So the Lunette cup's a little stiffer and this one's a little softer. The one thing with stiffer cups is that they are easier to pop open once you insert them. So the softer ones, you tend to have a little bit harder time popping them open, but I've been doing it for so long that I don't really have any issues. And my favorite way to fold them, to insert them, a lot of people have like a lot of different ways that they love. Everybody seems to use a little bit different fold, but I just like fold it like this, like the C cup insertion, and just insert it like that, and then you pop it open, break the seal and pop it open once it's in there. Another one that I will do often is, I don't know if you can see that, but it's like called the tulip insertion. So those are the kind of the ones that I go between. So the C and then the tulip, and then you just kind of stick your finger up in there and unpop it. So this one is the dot cup, if I didn't mention that. And like I said, this is the one I have been using lately, and I really, really like it. And the third one that I have is the June cup, and this one is a little bit bigger than either of these two. So this one actually is a little bit too big for my personal preference. It's just a little bit more uncomfortable to me. So the other ones, I don't feel them at all once they're in there. I know that's like a question I get a lot. Do you feel it? Does it hurt? I don't notice it at all. If I didn't get any cramps, or when I don't have any cramps, I honestly forget I'm on my period, because there's no mess that you see. You don't feel it. It doesn't bother me. But the one thing with this one, because it is a little bit bigger, I do notice that every once in a while it will make my cramps a little bit more intense when I wear it. So I don't think I'm going to keep using this one. I'm going to get their next size down, because this is a really, really affordable cup brand. If you're looking for one that's affordable, it's one of the ones that I found that's the most similar to the Lunette cup, which, like I said, is my favorite one. And again, this one is a little bit softer, so I have had people say that they can get this one to open easier than they can get this one to, but their smaller size is similar to this size here, just a little bit bigger, which is what I want, is one that's a little bit bigger. So I think I might go ahead and order the smaller size of this one. And when you like go shopping for one, they'll tell you like small size, large size, and then the June cup also just came out with a mini size. So if you have like teenagers or somebody that just started their period and you want to start them out with a small one that will be more comfortable for them, that is also a good option. But generally they have like small and large. So usually they recommend the small if you're 25 and under, or if you haven't birthed a baby. And if you have birthed a baby, then they tend to recommend the larger size. But I know people that have had babies vaginally and they still use like the small to medium size. So it's just really on what works for you. And some people will try one and like they think they don't like it at all. And it does kind of depend on the shape of your cervix. If you try one and think you hate it, I like really encourage you to try a different brand, try a different shape, because not every shape works for everyone. Sometimes people have a shorter cervix, so the shorter cups work for them. Like if you were one of those people, you might not want this longer dot cup. You might want something that is shorter, like the lunette cup. So I've had a bunch of people tell me that they think they don't like them, but then they try a different brand and it turns out they do. And also a lot of people will go and buy the Diva cup, which is like the original brand that first came out. And that one seems to be like the least popular as far as comfort goes and getting it open and just wearing well and feeling good. So like I said, I always recommend the lunette to almost everyone. It seems to be the one overall that has gotten the best reviews and as far as comfort and everything goes. So yeah, that would be my overall top pick. And then like I said, I do really love the dot cup. And then a lot of people will have issues like with the stem, like saying they can feel it poking out. I personally have never had that issue, but if you do, you can just go ahead and cut it off. There's lines on here, and so you can just snip it off to whatever length you want so you don't feel it at all. And then the best tip that I've actually learned in like just the past year, but the best menstrual cup tip is to prevent leaking. Make sure that you see these, I don't know if you can kind of see it there, these little holes in your cup. So every cup is going to have usually like 4 of these holes, and then that's what like causes the suctioning, so to prevent leaking. So the best tip that I've come across is to prevent leaking. Make sure when you empty it and rinse it out, make sure these holes are clean. So you can just like blow on them like that, and I just blow through the hole and then pop any, like if there's any blood or anything in there. But that has like changed the game for me as far as preventing leaking. I don't generally have it anyway too often, but sometimes when I have like a heavier flow, every once in a while I will get a little bit of leaking. But since I've been making sure that those holes are clean, that's changed the game. And the other thing that I love about them is that since you can wear them for up to 12 hours, like you really don't have to worry about being at work, changing them in public. It's honestly just the most freeing thing to not even have to worry about your period. Like you can put it in before you go to work, you can change it when you come home. It's the best thing ever, guys. Best thing ever. And then they do sell like wipes and stuff. Like if you would have to change it at work and you don't want to like wash it in a public sink, obviously, you can just like clean it out with a wipe. Honestly, in the 7 years that I've been using it, I've never had to do that. Never had a problem with it, but I know some women will do that. Generally, when I use it, I just rinse it out with cold water and put it right back up in there. And then when I'm done, like when my cycle is done, I will just boil it in a pot of water to sterilize it, and I usually add some apple cider vinegar in there. And then another tip that I've learned is to prevent staining, because this used to be more stained than it is now. But boil it in water with hydrogen peroxide, and if you start out doing that when your cup looks like this, it's really, really going to help keep the staining off. But Like I said, it's natural. It doesn't affect it. It's not dirty. It's still clean and sanitized. So, I mean, the staining doesn't bother me. I don't see it anyway. And then I guess the last question that I probably get the most is, like, how do you get it in there? So this took me about 2 cycles to get fully comfortable with it, but now I'm just like a pro. And I will say that sometimes, some months, your cervix kind of like, not really dilates. It's not really the correct term, but it just kind of shifts around, and it'll be like a little bit different shape sometimes. So some people will find it harder to insert every once in a while, but that doesn't happen very often. So I literally just squat on the ground like you're doing a really deep squat and just put it right up on in there. And like I said, I will do the fold like this, fold it, insert it, and then just use your finger to kind of pop it open. So yeah, I found that's the best way, is just popping a squat on the ground. And like, as long as you're careful, I've never had an issue with it being messy. I know some people prefer to do it like over the toilet, but I've honestly never found that that works. I just pull it out and dump it into the toilet, or you can do it in the shower if you want to do that too. But like I said, give it a chance, give it a couple cycles to get used to it. If you think you don't like it, try a different brand, try a different size, try a different shape, and I can almost guarantee that you're going to 100% fall in love with it. If you don't, I am so sorry, because these are truly the best things ever. But I 10,000% recommend giving them a try. I tell everybody about these things. It's probably not the best conversation to kind of bring up the first time you meet someone, but sometimes it just kind of organically works its way into the conversation, and I just love to sing their praises, so I do. And I hope that it changes somebody's life for the better, because it certainly made mine way better also. And some people actually also say that switching from a tampon to a cup makes their cramps much less painful. That was never the case for me, unfortunately, but they just still bring so much joy to having my period, if that's even a thing. But what else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I guess another thing that comes beneficial from using a cup is most people that use pads or tampons are not using organic ones, which means that you are basically shoving pesticides and chemicals up your vagina, because non-organic cotton is literally sprayed to high heaven. I live where they grow cotton, so I have firsthand seen it and smelt the spray, and it is nasty. They spray it with so much stuff, like every single week practically of the cotton's growing phase, it's getting sprayed with something, which means that all those pesticides are in that cotton that you are putting down there, and they're getting soaked straight into your bloodstream, which is just so bad for your endocrine system. It can cause so many things, from cancer to thyroid problems, and it's just not something that you want up there. So if you don't want to use a cup, I would really recommend switching to organic tampons or organic pads, and thankfully there's so many brands out there right now that offer that option. So yeah, just do that one thing for your health, for your vagina. I promise your body will thank you. Anyway, if you like this video, hopefully it wasn't too TMI, but if you follow me on Instagram, you already know that's what I talk about. But I just wanted to share because I'm in love with these little things. They're the best. I already said that 100 times. Maybe not 100, but a lot. But anyway, if you liked it, I would love to hear your thoughts down below. If you have any more brand recommendations that you would like me to give you, any questions that I didn't answer, comment down below or find me on Instagram. And obviously like this video, subscribe to my channel because I'm gonna be sharing many more videos like this. If you want to learn how to balance your hormones, get rid of painful periods, get rid of cramping, bloating, anxiety, mood swings, all the fun things that come with having a period, then please subscribe to my channel. It would mean a lot, and I'll see you in the next one.